welcome to the Week 8 edition of the Over Under Spreads of the Week, where we go through every NFL spread and give our takes on which way the line's going to go. Now, our takes last week, Mike, were putrid, to be honest. That's the only word I can think of to describe them. One of our worst all-time weeks on the spreads. We thought we had a lot figured out. It all went wrong. You picked 5. I only got 4. And for the season, that puts us both at 51%, which is still decent enough. But yeah, we'll need to recover this week. And
really, I would say, are you worried about me gaining ground on you? But I can't be that smug with a paltry 5 return last week. No. I've been, dreadful. So yeah, probably less said the better.
Yeah, I think so. I think we should just mention we did point out the Seahawks there were ridiculous 5-point underdogs against the Chargers. I think we both pegged them to win that outright. So that was a good one, but the rest really failed. So you're right. Not much more to say about that. And let's get into week 8 nice and early here and see if we can redeem ourselves somewhat.
Yeah, no problem. I did wonder if you wanted to very briefly touch on this as we're about to leave and go and watch this game. I think
that's a comfy Penn State cover for me.
My only words of warning for you on that were that Michigan absolutely handled Penn State earlier in the year, and I never trust the Nittany Lions, so I'm not going to put money on it because I don't watch enough college football to feel comfortable putting money on it. But obviously, I'll be pulling for the Bucks. So yeah,
you will. Yeah, I think that's due a bit of a slip up at some point. So yeah, we'll see. Could be. It's going to be this week. It is, I think.
Yeah, the Iowa not able to provide any kind of resistance this year is normally a bogey team for the Buckeyes, but not this year. Not to be.
Absolutely. Goodness.
Okay. As we look at a picture of Brandon Cooks here while the spreads start to load. Goodness, my internet is slow today. Let's head to Duval County.
Well, actually, the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Mike, it's the London game.
Oh, is it? Oh, for God's sake! I did that last time they were playing in London as well. I think is it not at Wembley rather than Tottenham though this time?
I don't know. You could be right there.
Oh God, who cares?
Yeah. Do you want to take this first, or should I have at it?
Yeah, go on. I'll go first this time. No particular reason. Let's get it rolling. Well, as you know, I've been going with the Jags all year, and it got off to a good start, and then they've let me down pretty much every one of the last 4 weeks that I've backed them, I think. I just think I'm going to keep backing them until they prove me right again, because I may as well at this point. Plus, the Broncos have to come all the way from Denver to London, bigger time difference. Plus, the Jags are used to making the trip. Whereas I can't recall the Broncos ever having made this trip. So, give me the Jags in this one.
Yeah, I agree with all those reasons you said. Pretty much sums it up well enough. I think the actual spread as well is going to really swing me to the Jags on this one because it's a mere field goal win here. And I feel comfortable taking -2.5. If it was anything above that, I might swing the other way, but that's a nice field goal win, which is usually what the Wembley or Spurs games come down to. So, yeah.
Well, we have seen them win. We have seen them win in Tottenham Hotspur Stadium by a field goal, Tom, the Jaguars. So we'll be hoping for more of the same.
Yeah. Urban Meyer's first win, that one. My word.
Wow. That aged well, didn't it? Right. Da Bears going to Jerry World, going to the Mausoleum.
Yeah. Look, it's tough. I think the Patriots had just a bad day out. I would just chalk it up to a bad day out for the Patriots on Monday night. I don't think that's really, you can look too much into that as like the Bears have suddenly turned this thing around and the Patriots are, in free fall. It's probably brought this line in a little bit. And because of that, I'm happy to take Dallas at -10 here. It's quite a risky one considering they're not really putting up points in bunches. the Dallas defense hasn't really faced someone like Fields yet. Well, I suppose they played Hurts and they lost.
I was gonna say, whoa, Nelly.
Similar kind of quarterback. However, it's a home game for Dallas. So you just can't really bet against that defense at the moment. So I got burned taking the Lions to cover against them last week. I'm not doing that again this week. It's Cowboys for me.
Okay. All very good reasons. I'm just going to differ. I think it's a pretty close call. This not the overall result. I mean, whether to go take the points or not. I'm happy to take the points because Dallas's defense is vaunted. They're a very good defense. The Bears have a good defense though, and the Cowboys' offense is not very good this year, even with Dak at the helm in the 2 outings that he's had. And the one weakness of Dallas's front is playing the run. And I think the Bears would be foolish not to come in here and run Justin Fields 10 to 15 times and really try and expose that. Looking at the game plan against the Patriots, that's basically what they did. So I think the Bears will cover that.
All right. Yeah, I'll be interested to see how that one pans out. It could, it could well swing the week for one of us. That one, I think. Yeah.
Well, let me be clear. Like Cowboys win that game quite easily. Yeah. I just maybe not by more than 10 points. Excuse me. So the Finns head up to Michigan to play the Lions. It's a dome, so that's always helpful for the Dolphins on the road. The Lions have not shown the capacity to stop anybody. This Dan Campbell-led bunch were looking good at the start of the year, but I think the wheels might be starting to come off here. And this offense, I think, is just going to be able to put up points for fun against this Lions defense, which is historically bad. So I'll take the Dolphins on the road, actually.
Yeah, I agree with that. The only surprise here is that it's not a 7-point spread or something higher for me. The Lions, the wheels are coming off, I think, and this will be one to really cash in that with quite a small spread awarded to Miami there. I think this is quite an easy cover. The Lions' offense has fallen off a cliff as well, so that's like the last thing they wanted. This is quite straightforward. Yeah, Miami cover.
Yeah, Jared Goff never the best against the blitz, and the Dolphins will blitz and play a lot of man coverage. So I think I'm quite confident in that one. But after last week, what do I know? So the Patriots, what a stunner against the Bears. Dismal performance against the Bears. More trouble for Belichick against scrambling quarterbacks. They go in to face the Jets, who are now absolutely beaten up at this point, Tom.
Yeah, they lost some key pieces. I think that's factored into them being home underdogs here, but it still surprises me. I have to say, a 5-2 football team. This is a tough one, but you have to take the Jets here as home dogs, just on that logic in a divisional game. I mean, it wouldn't surprise me to see the Patriots come back and win this one, and maybe this is the start of the Jets going down. But from just based on what I've seen, they're always underdogs in these games, and they always cover. So I'll take the Jets here.
Yes, I'm going to disagree with you, Tom. You say you can't not take the Jets here, but I'm going to say that you can, and that the Patriots cover and win this game. I mean, it just would be typical, to be honest. The Patriots, there'll be a response, and Breece Hall is a huge miss for that offense. Michael Carter's a very good player, the backup running back, but I don't know. I don't think it's enough. I think the Patriots get back into the swing of things, and the Jets' injuries tell. If everyone was healthy for the Jets, I'd be a lot more bullish on them. But no, I'm going to take the Patriots in this one.
Yeah, I can see that for sure. I'm really not confident, but yeah, home dog just swinging that one for me there.
A few bad weeks for us, and Tom's having a wobble confidence-wise.
Got to go back to my basics now. Just taking home.
Home dog, yeah. Well, no home dog here. We have a home favourite. I think PJ Walker is starting a quarterback in this game, isn't he? Which
he's won it. Yeah, well, he has to have by now.
Give me the Falcons. Come on, then. I'll have the Falcons. Just roll over PJ Walker. Everybody can win a game as a complete underdog, but it's very difficult to sustain it in the National Football League. I think they'll come back to earth this week, especially the McCaffrey thing. They'll start to feel it. I think the Falcons get off the schneid here.
Yeah, Chuba Hubbard's out, which is not good news for the Panthers. They'll be looking to Donta Foreman, who's a capable back, but he's pretty much their only back now. I'm not sure he can carry the workload for 25 touches in a game, which is probably what we need to do here. So that's a factor. Falcons always just seem to have something over the Panthers. Historically, they've got a very good record against the Panthers. So I agree with you. I'll take the Falcons to have a bounce back game. They struggled against the Bengals because they got down early, but that's not going to happen in this. So.
Yeah, I was just reading a piece the other day about how the Falcons are just so run heavy. That if they go into any sort of deficit, it's basically game over. And I just don't think they will against this Panthers team. Nothing more than a touchdown, which will keep their running game alive. Thus keep them in the contest.
Yeah.
Right. Wow, this is a really interesting one because in my mind, the Cardinals and the Vikings are a similar quality of football team, but their records could not be more different. It's your turn to pick first, Thomas, thankfully, because I need a couple of minutes to think about this.
Yeah.
That's to you by the sounds of it.
I mean, yeah, so do I, but the records are different because the Vikings win the close games and the Cardinals fluff their lines in these close games. But the spread is quite favourable there, so they can lose by a field goal and still cover, which I quite like. I don't fancy the Vikings to blow the Cards out here. They looked very good with D-Hop back. I mean, instantly looked good. No one's really sure quite how that was going to go. So I think, I'm going to take the Cardinals here, although I've done pretty well on the Vikings so far this year. I'm not too confident, but I think just that number there, 3.5, gives me hope that they'll cover.
Yeah, I tend to more or less always back against the Vikings. I don't know. I don't know how I've fared doing that this season, but I just enjoy doing it. And I agree with what you said about the field goal win for the Cards. So yeah, I'm going to go the same. Can't back Kirk Cousins to win any game, to be honest. So they're in these. They're just in a terrible division, which is why they're 5-1. So I think their schedule only gets harder from here out. But I was just having a look at it on my phone a minute ago. So I think we see a Vikings slide start here.
Yeah.
I
agree.
We've already looked at that one. Right. Here we go. The Keystone State rivalry. The Pittsburgh Steelers come into Philadelphia, Lincoln Financial Field. This is very fortuitous that I get to pick first in this one. Now. 10.5 is a lot. It's taken the bookmakers quite a while to ramp these spreads up for the Eagles. You've been making some hay while the Eagles have been only 6 or 7 point favorites.
That's true.
The Eagles have a plus, I think it's like a plus 14 turnover differential or something, or it's double digits really.
Wow. And
historically that doesn't last. Equally, we always get 2 touchdown leads in the first half of games, which is another trend that just isn't going to last. If I think both of those things now start to get turned around a little bit, those trends, it would lead me to believe it's a tighter game than a 11-point win for the Eagles. So I'm going to take the Steelers here.
Oh yeah, I agree. I just think it's too many points. I think it's easily a Philadelphia win here, but it's slightly too many points. Again, just a terrible week last week, so I'm just going back to the old faithful. Give me 10 points in the NFL and I'll take it. So why not? In a Keystone State rivalry, I think it's a Steelers cover here. Pretty much nail that on.
I think so. I think it's just a touchdown win for the Eagles here, and just pretty regulation day at the office. I don't think they'll blow them out. Right.
Yeah.
Oy vey.
Wow, it feels like these two teams have just played each other, but they haven't. Must be because they're playing similar environments and get used to watching these dome games. They all look the same.
Coin toss.
I'll tell you what, though, the Raiders have turned things around results-wise now. I think you said they didn't look like an 0-4 team at the start of the year.
No.
We're seeing them turn things around now. I think the record is just factoring into the spread here. They're only 2-4, third in the AFC West, but I think their fortunes are turning around now. Josh Jacobs is just going off these days. My goodness, he probably set to have another good day here against a Saints defense that's crumbling a bit. Dennis Allen not doing himself too many favors. I think I'd be happy to take the Vegas Raiders here, Mike.
Yeah, the spread tells you it's going to be a close game. I just take the better quarterback, which is easily Derek Carr. And I just don't believe in the Saints. So yeah, I agree with you. I'm happy to take the Raiders. Quite enjoy the Raiders, actually. I'm not like a huge McDaniels fan or anything, but I like Carr and I like some of their characters, Crosby. So yeah. Feel good about backing the Raiders. So next one on the docket here, we've got Tennessee at Houston.
Oof. Back to the AFC South again.
Yeah, what happened? These two have played each other, right? Or have they not? Sure. Maybe they have not.
No, they haven't yet. No.
First one. Well, I don't know what my overall record is picking the AFC South games this year. I have a feeling I have not got a single one right. So I'm just going to take an absolute punt here on who the better football team is, in my opinion, because I just don't have any other clue beyond that. Yeah. So I'm just going to say the Titans.
Yeah, I think they're a bit better than the spread suggests. I guess because the Titans don't usually win big, although they beat the Colts by about 9 points last week in the Colts Stadium. The Texans don't figure to put up much more of a fight, to be honest. That's
you know what? I've just realised though, Tannehill is questionable.
Okay, right, yeah.
So I think I think potentially, Tom, we might reserve the right here to pick this game tomorrow when we know what the injury situation is to Tannehill.
I mean, that makes sense, yeah.
Because I wouldn't, if I was a bettor, I would not be putting money on this until I knew who's playing quarterback for the Titans.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So we'll allow the good people this week. They're just going to have to trust us that we aren't going to cheat here. But there's no way I'm picking this game without. If Malik Willis is in the game, I think the Texans might win it, because I think Lovey will have something up his sleeve for him.
Yeah, trust in Lovey. Go on then. Okay, that sounds good to me. We'll pick that on game day.
Yeah. Ooh, a bit of difference there. A bit of control.
Let everyone else know what we've picked there, just for the boring fan.
That's a good idea. That's a good idea. All right. So, do you want me to go first on this one, as we didn't end up picking the last one, or do you want to lead off with this one?
No, you can take it.
All right. I didn't want to.
You
really.
have that honor. Yeah.
Oh God, yeah. Because I mean, who do you pick? Quite remarkable, really. For me, that the Colts would be a 3-point favorite with Sam Ehlinger starting at quarterback.
Yeah, there are a few spreads I've seen this week that don't really make sense, and it gives me a bit of faith that we might do quite well this week.
Well, this is what I texted you the other day. Sometimes I think the NFL maybe they know things but they tell bookmakers things that don't get spread around. This doesn't make any sense.
Someone knows something.
Someone knows something, exactly. I'm taking the Commanders because I haven't seen Sam Ellinger play in the NFL before, and I have seen. Oh God, I've seen him, but I've forgotten his name. What's the Commanders?
Heineke.
Yes, Heineke. I've seen Heineke play quarterback, and yeah, the Commanders have some decent players. They're not terrible. So yeah, I don't know. I'll take the Commanders.
Yeah, Taylor Heineke seems to get Terry McLaurin more involved in the passing game, which is only a good thing for the Commanders.
What a revolutionary idea that is.
Yeah, I agree. This smells a bit. This one, the Colts talking about teams that are on a bit of a slide. I mean, goodness, it's really all gone a bit pear shaped there. Just as people started to think they were turning it around, it's gone bad for Indianapolis. You can't put money on the Colts, so yeah, give Commander as well.
Cool. Giants at Hawks here.
Yeah, I was having a look earlier at the
this will be a good game.
Spread. Yeah, for our favoured Seahawks. The Seahawks have only been favoured in one game so far this year, and they lost it. I'm not sure if them being favourites really suits them. And bizarrely, the Giants are yet again underdogs, and they seem to win all the games in which they're underdogs. So, I mean, I've said this: the Seahawks are going to blow them out, but you got to take the Giants here to probably win the game. If I'm honest, you probably got to start taking the Giants seriously at some point. They're 6-1. They no real injuries have marred them, so I think just maybe because of the home field advantage, tough place for the Giants to go over to the West Coast, that will factor into it. But just based on what we've seen so far this year, you got to take the Giants to cover 3.
Okay. My impulse is that the Seahawks will win the game. Because the Giants will start to fade down the stretch here. They've done remarkably well to get to 6-1 through the first 7 games. But it's just the nature of the league. And they just haven't got a very good roster. So I'm going to say this. I'm going to say the Giants cover 2. I'm going to say like the Seahawks might win by a point or something in a really low scoring game. Okay. Because the Giants. The Giants are always in a close 1 or 2 point game, it feels like, and that trend continues this week.
Yeah, well, they absolutely are in close games, so yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Right, I'm gonna have to let you lead off here. I've been a bit under the weather this week, Tom, so I'm gonna have to go on mute here and get a good cough in. So I'll let you take this.
Yep, much has been made here about the 49ers being able to handle the Rams. I don't know, to me that storyline is just becoming, I'm watching a bit of NFL Network these days, and they seem to just be harking on a bit too much about this storyline, like how the Niners have the Rams in their pocket. I see this as a divisional split series, where the Rams got handled by the Niners initially, but they come back, sort a few things out, and win this one. They look good, admittedly, against the moribund Panthers the other day, but I think this is just a case of the divisional split. We'll see the Rams take this, and I believe Deebo Samuel is out.
Yeah, says here he's out. That's what I was looking at. But then you've also got Juszczyk, Greenlaw, Armstead. I mean, they're as always, they're hit by the injury bug, the 49ers.
They are. Yeah. Go on. Rams then. Rams in a tight one, probably.
Yeah. Oh, I've done well to make it 25 minutes into this, but my throat is falling apart, Tom. So I'm gonna agree and say the Rams split the series here. I agree.
Yeah. That's fine. We've only got 2 more to go, I believe. It's Sunday Night Football and Monday Night Football, so we can just pick them.
Yes.
Yeah, a grande spread here.
Oh
Yeah,
God.
yeah, this is. Oh, I mean,
Rodgers is questionable as well, I believe.
yeah, this is really, really tough. This one.
He's gonna play, isn't he? He has to play. They can't. In previous years, when they had a better record, they would have rested him for this, but they won't this time.
No, and I think Rodgers will like being a 10.5 point underdog. I think that might actually suit him. I feel like it's too many points there. You have to take the Packers. I mean, they're just there's a gulf in class difference between these two teams here, but that's just too many points for a Sunday night game as well, which can traditionally be quite close. Yeah, I'll be happy taking Green Bay there.
Yeah, me too. The style of Buffalo's offense, as always, Josh Allen pointing out he's their leading rusher still. That style of offense actually plays into Green Bay's defense's hands a little bit. A lot of split field safeties, a lot of deep defensive backs, keep it all in front of them. And then, Rodgers and that running game will do enough to make it an interesting watch on Sunday night for me. So, yeah, I agree. Give me the Packers to cover that. Last one, Tom.
Oh, God. Oh, who would... Well, the Browns, good to hear a bit of noise being made now. A lot of people pointing out Stefanski's apparent ineptitude as a play caller, and I think this is a handy Bengals cover here. Bengals outright win. I think. They just got too much for the Browns. The malign secondary of the Browns is going to be torn apart, even without Jamar Chase. It's a big loss. The Bengals have a plethora of receivers though they can use to stretch the field. I think. This is an ugly one here. Could be ugly. Could be a 10-pointer or something for the Bengals.
Yeah, I agree. Strange spread for me. Is that all just Chase? Very odd.
Yeah, I believe it started at 3 points earlier in the week, and then it must have been once the Chase injury. Yeah, it came out. Yeah.
Okay, well, I'm absolutely with you. The Bengals are just a better football team. Much better quarterback. It's admittedly they're on the road, but it's only down the road for them. Not much of a journey. So yeah, I think Burrow loves playing in Ohio. So I think Bengals win this by 1 to 2 touchdowns for me.
Yeah, happy to have some money on that one, to be honest. All right, that wraps it up. That's a great job there, Mike. We've whipped through that in half an hour.
And I've stayed alive. Just.
You're yet to be tested today, though. There's more to
Great stuff. All right. Well, we will come back next week, fighting fit for another episode of Spreads of the Week. Until then, go Bucks.